Last June, he made headlines.
Accusations of bigotry after a Salt Lake City police officer refuses to patrol gay pride events this weekend.
But Eric Moutsos says that's not the way it happened.
It wasn't about protection or security.
A motorcycle officer, Moutsos says his assignment was to perform choreographed maneuvers at the start of the parade.
How I felt was that you are going to be a participant and look like you advocate this particular cause, and I don't.
Moutsos says he asked to trade assignments.
Trades happen almost every event. It's in our policy to trade.
He says his request was denied.
In discussion with them, I said, I'll still do this. I will still be there to do it. 2 days later, I was brought into one of the commander's offices. They took my badge and my gun for discrimination. 2 days after that, it was blasted all over the news. Officer refuses assignment.
Salt Lake City Police Chief Chris Burbank says he hasn't seen the letter or talked to Moutsos about what happened, but he says firmly,
I will not tolerate bias, bigotry, or hatred in the organization.
Burbank says when the issue came up, he did what he always does.
Anytime that conduct comes into play in the police department in which I question somebody's ability to be out in the public, I place them on administrative leave. It's no different than an officer-involved shooting.
Rather than wait for an internal investigation and potentially return to work in a place he now felt uncomfortable, Moutsos says he decided to resign.
I was completely terrified. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know if I was going to continue to try to be in law enforcement. I didn't think that anybody would even touch me.
Public criticism was certainly loud.
Clearly, the officer chose to act in a very bigoted way.
That's absolutely not true. I have protected free speech events several times that I disagree with, but I'll protect them. I believe in the First Amendment so much, even though I may disagree with a particular message, I will still be there to protect it, because without them saying what they want to say, I wouldn't be able to say what I want to say.
Moutsos has stayed silent for 7 months.
I wanted to just hide. You know, I just wanted this to just get behind me, but I think about it every single day. You know, I haven't been able to sleep a full night's sleep.
And he says with potential legislation at the state capitol to provide protection for all people and all beliefs, he felt now was the time to speak out.
I feel very strongly that my message can do good.
That message, we all need to be more accepting of other people's views.
We need to come together and explain, hey, look, we may not agree, but we can still love each other. I love people. I'll protect you. I'll take a bullet for you, but I do not advocate certain things in people's lives. Just like 99.9% of the world, you know, doesn't agree with my faith, and that's okay.
When Moutsos resigned, the department's internal investigation ended there. But could things have turned out differently if he had asked to trade without revealing it was because of his personal beliefs?
What are you really thinking if you're going to put forth that view to other people in the police department? Are you really fit to be a police officer? That calls into question someone's judgment, if you ask me.
Moutsos is back on the beat in another department, but Burbank says in his department,
you have to be able to do your job and set your personal feelings aside.
I don't think there's a possible way that I could be a police officer and check that at home, because I desperately need my faith in this, especially in this line of work.
Ashley Kewish, KSL 5 News.